Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Shereen Show. I'm so happy that you've joined us. I know there's plenty of places that you could be, and I want to thank you for being here. So today's a really special show. This show will mostly be about mind, body, spirit, and emotions. I'm a life coach, and so that's what I'm into. But today, because there's so much going on in Egypt, we have to talk about it. And I know because, you know, me and all my friends, they're texting me, they're calling me, they're all wondering what is happening in Egypt. Is your family okay? Are your family affected by this? And all my American friends are calling me because they think that I'm CNN and I know everything. And so what I always do is I go straight to my mother because she talks to all of our family in Egypt and she's really my connection. And so I wanted to make sure that we got that information here today on the show so we can clear up the confusion and everyone will know what is going on. So to kind of set the stage for our show today, I wanted to read a quote. So here we go. Get ready. It's going to be amazing. Slowly. All right, here it goes. Be strong enough to stand alone. Be yourself enough to stand apart. But be wise enough to stand together when the time comes. And the reason I want to bring up this quote when we're really entering the show today is because this is going to be about how we can unify as people, whether we're Christian or Muslim or white or Egyptian or whatever, and come together to really stand by each other as humans in a time, in a trying time. So here we go, guys. Let's get started. All right, so as I said, my mom is my connection to what is really going on in the world, in Egypt. You know, it's great because she has a direct connection to my family who lives in Cairo, Asyut, Alexandria. Oftentimes there's word about how the media in America isn't really covering it fully or accurately. And so this is the most real deal it's going to get. And so I want to talk about her a little bit before I introduce her. She is extremely special, extremely strong, has been someone who really has raised me to be someone who hopes to make a very large and positive impact on the world. And so it is no small thing when I introduce you to the most amazing woman I know, my mom, Esther Gabriel.
Hi, Shereen.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Shereen.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for the nice introduction.
Of course. We're so blessed to have you, really.
Thank you.
You know, as you know, whenever my friends are calling me or tweeting me, I go directly to you and I ask, you know, what's happening. And so, you know, just to give a little bit of information about you before we get into everything that's going on in Egypt, I know that you have founded a nonprofit organization.
Yes, it's a nonprofit organization called Heart and Soul for Egypt.
That's awesome. And tell us a little bit about what that nonprofit organization does.
Basically, a few friends got together. شوية أصحاب اتقعدنا مع بعض.
That's right. Bring home the air, baby.
أيوة. وشفنا إن في احتياج كتير للعائلات الفقيرة واللي متقدرش تعيش يوم بيوم.
Okay, so for my American friends, she basically said they noticed that there was a lot of poverty and a lot of children who could not feed themselves day by day. Families, exactly, that couldn't take care of themselves. And so
we decided to start that organization to help the poor people who could not take care of themselves. Basic financial need, the food, the transportation, the gas, the education for the kids, and rent and what have you.
That's awesome.
It's a very small organization and it's all based on donations from caring friends, and it's all the donations are tax deductible.
Yeah.
And just we are following the Bible verse ومن فعل بهؤلاء الأصاغر فبي فعلتم. يعني that's all. أنا هقولها بالعربي عشان already.
Should I say it in English?
Yes. Riha.
Okay. So in English, for my English speaking people, I tell you the truth, whatever you did for me, of the least of these brothers of mine, I tell you the truth, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me. Matthew 24:40.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So whoever would like to donate, just he can contact Shereen and we'll send him a tax receipt. tax-deductible receipt.
Awesome. And you know, what's nice about this is that it goes straight from you to me to my mother and then literally to my cousin in Egypt who will literally give it to them. So it's very simple. It's very, you
No
know.
overhead. All the workers are completely volunteer. Nobody gets any salary.
Yeah.
It's all volunteer. So we'd appreciate your donation. But the most of all, just pray for the Egyptian people and
Yeah.
Egypt in general, because they need our prayer and our support.
Yeah. So, and I'm glad you brought this up because this is a lot of why I wanted you to come on the show is I feel like definitely from the phone calls I'm getting and the people I'm talking to in my everyday life in California, nobody really knows what's going on. Nobody really knows why there was 33 million who were protesting and now why everything's becoming very violent. Everyone's a little bit confused about why, who's against who and what's going on. And I know the media has painted a certain picture. And so I kind of want to ask you, you obviously talk to everybody in Egypt, you know exactly what's going on, so just a little education for those of us who may be confused.
Basically, after Mubarak toppled from the power, Morsi, the elected president, imposed the Sharia law, which is the law for the Islam extremists, which most people, the Egyptian people, did not vote for that. So they went out about 33 million, and they said, no, this is not what we want, and we would like to have an early election. So Morsi and his people got mad, and they start become violent. That's the bottom line. Most Egyptians would like to have democracy, and they want to live life to life just like any civil society or union.
Yeah.
So that's
So
it.
that happened with the 33 million, and then I was a little bit confused as to why the protests and the violence started again. So
Because the request is to put Morsi back in power,
Okay.
and which is very few percentage of the whole population.
Okay.
So it's either their way or the highway. That's why.
Okay, so they're just pushing to still
Pushing,
get that.
yeah.
They don't want
And-
to listen to the 33
Yeah.
million. They just want. Okay, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
and they start this revenge, and they got mad. That's angry.
Okay.
That's all. But throughout all these problems and the challenges, we see all the people, Muslims and Christians, getting together, helping each other, supporting each other. We really want to thank the people, both Muslims and Christians, and the police officers and the shorta and the army, the Geish. They all stood together in supporting each other in this troubled time.
Yeah.
So, and we pray for God's peace in Egypt and its people, and we also pray that God give the wisdom for the interim government to do whatever good for the people.
Yeah. And in the spirit of unity, we have a fun visual. It's sort of the Ministry of Health, if we could put that.
Announcement.
Yes.
I love that.
Can we have that little picture up, pretty please?
No, not the other one.
That one will come soon.
Yes.
Yes, there it
Yes,
is.
I'm going to read it because it says, you can see from the pictures, it is the mosque on the left side and the church on the right side. And it says أعلنت وزارة الصحة القطرية عن فشل العملية الجراحية لفصل 2 توأم مصريين مسلم ومسيحي، لأن الأطباء اكتشفوا أن ليهم قلب واحد، والقلب الواحد ده هو مصر.
Love that.
I love that, and this is really what happened during that time. They all stood together, support each other, loving each other, because love don't know anger. So you
Right.
can read that in English for
Yes, exactly. For my English-speaking people, the Egyptian Ministry of Health announced failure of medical surgeons to split 2 Egyptian twins, Muslim and Christian, because they found out that they have one heart called Egypt. So just a really cool visual of what Qatar, what's Qatar? Oh, I see. So they're correcting me that it was Qatar was named a country.
No, anyway.
But that's okay. Let's not get distracted. So as you can see, the real point is that we don't look at this like Muslims against Christians, because that's not really what it is. That we look at this like Egypt fighting for its dignity, for its ability
freedom
to have a civilized living, just
society.
like the rest of the world, exactly, society. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed
support that.
And we definitely support that. So we also have a fun tweet, and they just showed it a second ago, so I'm kind of hoping we can bring that up again. And this is just to show you even more information about people who are really fighting for that unity.
Yes, Khalid Ahmed tweeted, and he said, لحسن الحظ أن أقباط مصر لم يتربوا على الكراهية مثلما نحن تربينا. عندما يكتب الله النصر لمصر سيكون الفضل بعد الله لسماحه ومحبة أقباط مصر أنهم حاولوا الرد لاحتقل مصر. فبيقول يعني إن إحنا بنتمنى إن كلنا نتعلم المحبة، لأن اللي بيعرف الله هو بيحب قريبه كنفسه، وهو أن الله لا يعرف الغضب لأن الله رحوم. وفعلا المسلمين عندهم الله وإحنا الله، كلنا بنعبد الله، إله واحد، وأي واحد يعرف الله يبقى عنده رحمة.
So for the English-speaking people, what is the spirit of this tweet? Just so that, and it is someone who's Muslim that's tweeting this.
Khalid Ahmed, he is just saying that, and he said not because God is in his heart.
Yeah.
Allah في قلبه، فبيقول الله ما بيعرفش الغضب.
Speak in English.
فبيقول I speak in English.
It's tough, it's tough. We get confused here.
So Khalid is saying that God don't know anger.
Okay.
So, and just simply God is love.
Got it. Love
if
that.
you have God in your heart, you love your neighbors, and everything will be okay.
Beautiful. That's fantastic. So it's really interesting too, because a lot of people are wondering, okay, so if it's not the Muslims and it's not the Christians, then who is it? What is going on, right? And everyone keeps talking about the Muslim Brotherhood. Who are they? What is their objective? Why this intensity? And so we wanted to educate a little bit. So we do have a video clip for you guys to educate. It's literally like 3 minutes long, but it gives you really the beginning to now, what happened, how they formed, and really where they come from, just so that we know a little more about these people that we continually talk about. So if we could run that clip, that would be fantastic.
When you walked into the convention center, they had these big banners, and it said, "Death to Israel, death to America." One of the people who was working with me said, "You know, Bob, these people are Muslim Brotherhood." I said, "What's that?"
The Muslim Brotherhood started in 1928 by the founder, Imam Hassan al-Banna.
The Muslim Brotherhood had twin strategies. The first strategy is its public face, which is a political organization with charitable organizations. But the core of the organization and the master plan of the organization is a sense of world domination. Their ambition is limitless.
منهم من ذهب إلى أوروبا ومنهم من ذهب إلى أمريكا، وبدأوا يؤسسون عملا إسلاميا خافت الصوت في أول الأمر، واستمروا يعملون، فكان ما نرى في الغرب حدث الطلبة المسلمين.
So I hope that gave you a little bit of info about where the Muslim Brotherhood came about and how they grew.
History.
Yeah, exactly, their history and where they came from. I believe we do have a caller. Do we still have a caller? Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Bassem.
Hello, shereen.
How are you?
ازاي اخبارك؟
كويسة خالص يا بابا.
ازيك يا باسم؟
ازاي اخبارك؟ ربنا يبارككم.
Thank you.
وانا مبسوط بشارككم وبتصل بيكم. موضوع حلو اللي انتوا بتتكلموا فيه، ويعني احنا بنحب اخواتنا المسلمين كتير، وان بنصلي علشان الناس اللي اتخدعت بالافكار اللي كانوا بيقولوها غلط. ناس كتير مشوا وراهم، ونفسنا نكون ربنا بيتقابل معاهم ويغير افكارهم، ويقدروا يكونوا محبين، يقدروا يكونوا نافعين للمجتمع، بيتشاركوا مع المسلمين، بيتشاركوا مع كل ابناء الوطن في الفكر وفي المحبه وفي الخدمه. وربنا يبارككم.
Thank you so much يا باسم. وأي أفكار أو أي طلبات نحب نساعدكم ونساعد العائلات اللي في مصر. ادينا سؤال، ادينا أفكارك يا إما على التليفون يا إما على الويب سايت بتاع شيرين.
ربنا يبارككم ومبسوط كتير وربنا معاكم.
Thank you so much يا
Thank you,
باسم.
Bassem. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so for our English-speaking viewers, it sounded like he was basically saying that they love their Muslim brothers and sisters. And what else was he saying? A little translation from the mom.
Okay, and he's saying most of Muslims are just like our brothers and sisters and no problem, just few that they've been brainwashed or taught the wrong information about Islam and how they should be violent, and this is not Islam. So he's saying we are praying for them that God would work in their heart so they can be loyal to their country and to God.
Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Bassem, for calling. We appreciate it. And I think I might have gotten another notification that we have a caller, or am I wrong? No other caller. Okay. All right. So we are coming to the close of the show, and I'm wondering, is there any information, Mom, Esther, both, that we can give our viewers as far as how they can be involved, how they can help, how they can be of positive impact to everything that's going on in Egypt?
The main thing I would like to have everybody, whether it's Egyptian or American, try to educate their neighbors, their brothers and sisters. There is a great need in Egypt. So number one, we need their prayers. Number two, if there is a financial aid they can provide to these families, they can donate, and it's all tax deductible. This is number two. Number three, it's also our duty to help them, and if anybody has connection or to the media or the newspaper, they should clarify and help them to clarify what's misunderstood and correct information and give the complete pictures about what this group all about and what is their political belief and what is their goal. It's not a new group. It's founded, as we saw from the clips, 1924, and it's a trouble organization since its foundation. So please educate yourself and read history about this group, and then you would know all about it. And it's the same. It's the same group that they are causing. They did 9/11. It's the same group.
Right.
So we have the same goal to keep ourselves safe and peaceful in every nation.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Oftentimes when we're talking about these kinds of subjects, it can be kind of sad, and I really like to focus on the positive and what we can do, and so I definitely appreciate that. And I think we have another caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. My name is Kenny.
Hello there, Kenny.
And I'm calling. I'm a U.S. citizen. I don't know a lot about Egypt, but one of the things that I see on TV quite often, at least from the American government, some of the news, is the discussion of a coup. And the reason that, and this is from, I think it was after the 33 million takeover, to stay consistent with the topic that you guys are talking about. And the reason that this term, the coup, was really sensitive because our current administration in the U.S. were talking about donating money to Egypt, and if it was called a coup, they couldn't. So one of the things I never really understood was, well, I guess my question is that in your eyes, Esther, and from the people that you talk to, do you think that the first takeover was a coup, or what would you call it exactly?
You mean the first takeover when Morsi took power?
Yeah, no, when he stepped aside, when the 33 million when he started implementing Sharia law, and that 33 million took to the street, and the military kind of aided them in having him step aside.
So simply, this is the will of the 33 million that they went out and protest. We want freedom. We want a civil state, Egypt. And the army did only what the people want. That's all. They helped them to secure the country. That's all. It was not a coup. It was the will of the people that they want freedom and they want justice and basic fairness.
Cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate you kind of filling me in there. I was always curious about that aspect of it.
Oh, thank you so much, Kenny. And I hope you would help us to educate a lot of Americans. That would really appreciate that if you can do that with us.
Yeah, I would be happy to do that. I think what you guys are doing is a great job, and I really like the organization that you guys put together. I think it's important to educate and inform.
Oh, thank you. And also, I hope you found that clip about their history helpful for you, Kenny.
It was. I enjoy clips like that.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it's founded since 1924. It's nothing new, just that the history repeats itself.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you for calling, Kenny.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for calling, Kenny.
Howdy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi. It's definitely fun to have callers call in. We love when you call in and we get to discuss with you and hear what you're thinking, so thank you. I definitely want to thank you for being on the show. You have, what's the word? منورana يا حبيبتي. Exactly.
منورana, Shereen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Definitely, it's been wonderful.
The first show is very special.
Oh, that's right. I had to have my mom with me. You know, I can't do without mom. All right, well, for those of you who are watching, I appreciate you so much for tuning in, and definitely be here or be square. Next Monday, 5:30 PST, will be another episode of The Shereen Show. We'll see you then.
Thank you.